I've heard it called a unicorn, a fairy tale, that these things just don't happen, but they do. Stay tuned to find out what it looks like to have that fairy tale college application. I was homeschooling my children, but when my daughter was just about to start high school, we ran into some serious financial troubles. My husband had been laid off from his job after 15 years. Then the stock market crashed. We had to use everything we had left in the savings and in the stock market to pay the bills. Eventually, we lost everything. But it didn't take long before I realized, wait, I'm starting high school with my daughter. College is next. We had no savings, no 401k to borrow against, and no house to borrow the equity from. The bankruptcy meant we couldn't co-sign for student loans. There's no way we can pay for her to go to college. What kept playing in my mind, though, were the financial struggles I had gone through as a college student. I worked 3 jobs and still had to lift food from the college cafeteria so I could eat on the weekends. I remember placing a piece of fried chicken in a paper cup and holding a napkin over it. Today, there are homeless college students living in their cars. I didn't want my children to go through that. I was also very concerned that colleges wouldn't accept her homeschool high school transcript. I knew my children were capable and that college was their path. But how would we get there? Even if money wasn't the problem, how would her college application stand out from the hundreds of thousands of other applicants? In my daughter's high school freshman year, I began to do the research. I knew or hoped there had to be a way. Everyone said, "You're starting too early. Wait until junior year for that." Because that's what we're told. Sure, there are a small percentage of students who know they're headed to college and might work toward getting good grades from the very start of high school. But I was determined. We have a lot of false beliefs that I found when it comes to college. Waiting until junior year is just one of them. Another, for example, is only geniuses win scholarships, when actually 66% of scholarships are won by students with a 2.4 to a 2.9 GPA. In my research, I found that there is a large percentage of college students who graduate debt-free. Why aren't we hearing about those? I had to find out what they were doing that the rest of us don't know about. That's one reason I was glad I had started early. It was by accident for me, or perhaps by necessity, but these families that graduate debt-free didn't start in junior year. They started the process early. One early starting point is taking college entrance exams as early as the 7th grade. And I found that college scholarships actually start in kindergarten. I could do everything those students did, but I still had another hoop to jump through. Again, we homeschooled. What could I do to make their application stand out and have colleges believe that my Excel spreadsheet transcript was real? That was the goal, the hope. But what came next is nothing short of a miracle. In my daughter's high school junior year, she applied for a national scholarship worth $10,000 and won. At about the same time, she applied to her first college. 3 days later, a call came from the college saying they had received my daughter's application, but did not receive the application fee. My heart sank. We had worked so hard to have her application stand out, and she forgot to send the money. But then he said, "And we'd like to offer her tuition, fees, room, board, and books, but we need the fee to process the scholarship. I was shocked, but skeptical, because this had to be a mistake. So I asked, "You do know she's a junior?" Then he replied, "Yes, ma'am. We'll wait for her." I realized this wasn't a fluke when we heard similar comments from several of the schools she had applied to. One of the colleges that she turned down called to ask, "What can we do to get you to come here?" In addition to the school scholarship, both of my children won private scholarships. In total, 17 scholarships totaling $199,000 for 4 years of college debt-free with cash left over. I've repeated this strategy with my clients. So what is it that makes this fairy tale come true? It's the difference between Six Flags and Disney World. They both have the same components: rides, entertainment, food, but Disney does two things differently: marketing and storytelling. This is the fairy tale come true difference in the application package I created. It hurts my heart when I hear a parent say, "My daughter applied to 40 scholarships and won none," or "I wish I had known you a year ago, 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, because my child is drowning in student loans." I believe any student can go to college without debt. You just need the fairy tale strategy. I'm Denise Thomas, TEDx speaker and creator of Cracking the Code to Free College and your debt-free college coach. For 2022, remember that the myths that keep our kids in college debt have been perpetuating for decades. Everyone has a bias. You may be only getting a small part of the story. Don't fall for it. Use caution with what you believe to be true, and do your own research.